community centre and why?
Garryowen, from canvassing the area and meeting people, there's a big demand for a community centre amongst all age groups, both young and old. You have, I suppose, like all communities, there's now a need for a community centre, properly supervised, dealing with a range of activities for all age groups. And certainly from my perspective as a father of 4 young children, I'm very committed to the whole area of recreation, but also I'd like to see it being used for all age groups, maybe active retirement in the morning, and then in terms of play groups and so forth, to deal with a range of activities. I would be firmly committed in that whole area.
Does Garryowen need a community centre?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because last time I was doing my motorbike up there and I got arrested, and keep was out of trouble.
What's your experience of living in Garryowen? What do you think of it? What's it like?
It's good, but you get in a lot of trouble. There's nothing to do, you can't do nothing.
Does Garryowen need a community centre?
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, every large community would need a community centre, and Garryowen is one of those places with lots of people, lots of activities in the area, and it definitely would need a community centre in order to help people, bring a heart into the place and make an area, have an area where people can meet. So definitely Garryowen would need a community centre.
Do the people of Garryowen deserve a community centre?
Of course they do. Every person in this country, whatever area they're from, would deserve a place where they can meet, where they can plan events and be neighbourly to each other and help each other out and in that way improve their community. So definitely they deserve one.
How would a community centre benefit Garryowen?
Well, Jonathan, as I said there, to benefit people in that they would have a place to meet, they would have a place to plan events, they would have a place to have meetings and discussions on how they could improve their area. They would have a place where, say, people, youths in the area that would have nowhere to go on a particular evening would be able to go there, maybe organise their own events, games, video clubs, anything like that, watch films or whatever they wanted to do. So an area like that, a community centre like that would definitely benefit the area.
Would you become involved in the community centre in Garryowen?
Would I become involved? Well, as a member of the Gardaí, we would become involved if the people wanted us to become involved. Say we'd have no problem in giving talks to the youth club or helping out in any way we could with youth activities or organising such things like that. So there's lots of areas in the community policing that involve youth, and say with the centre in Garryowen, the Gardaí would definitely become involved in it.
Is there a difference in community spirit these days?
Difference in community spirit. There's definitely a difference, say, in the last 10 to 15 years it has changed, and possibly community spirit isn't as good as what it was years ago. There's possibly not as much, neighbours being as good to each other, or maybe neighbours not even knowing each other. And that's a lot to do with the way society has gone and how people are moving around. So community spirit is not as good as what it was, and so that's why a community centre would probably improve that spirit.
Would a community centre bring down crime in the area?
Definitely it would contribute to bringing down crime. It may not solve it completely, but it definitely would improve it. Lots of things that happen in an area are, relative petty crime that what you call, I wouldn't call any crime minor, but say criminal damage, public order, often are caused by youths that are kind of bored with themselves and they have nothing else to do, and maybe someone breaks the window of a car just for the sake of doing it. That type of stuff could be cut out if youths had somewhere to go,
Would a community centre stop drug use in the area?
Again, like the crime, it definitely would improve the situation where drug use mightn't be as prevalent. Drug use is it's a difficult one to solve, and you'll never wipe it out. But again, where you can give alternatives to people rather than using drugs, where they have an alternative, say where they can go take part in games, activities, then definitely if they're doing that, they're not going to be using drugs. So a community centre would provide that outlet for them and definitely would reduce it.
What is your experience of living in Garryowen?
I'm 50 odd years living in my house in Garryowen.
Does Garryowen need a community centre?
And we thought when we came here, we went to the corporation and they earmarked a site below in the lower green. So we went about it and we had a meeting and everything else. So down in the little school that was down there in Limerick. So the next thing was, then you know, there were 17 objectors. So that was the end of, we got fed up then. But Garryowen was always a great place to live in. The first thing we had was we went around from door to door and we started, we had the community games and none of those children that were in the community games ever went wrong. They're all married now with families. They all had a great time. And there was one year and we won everything, even the hockey. We won for Garryowen. And there was two brothers, Brother Middleton and Brother Atkinson. They were the two brothers that used to help us out. And we had great hurlers here, we had great soccer players here. So I suppose they're still here, but they have nowhere to go now. And all the young fellas stand around the corners. Garryowen is not a bad place for the youth, but they have nowhere to go. If they had a community hall, they could play pool or they could play many things. But that's what Garryowen is lacking now at the moment. And I don't know what they're doing about with the Markets Field, but that's earmarked for, we'll say, sports. It can't be used for anything else.
St John's Scout Hall can't be used, as you can see, a fabulous building, can't be used because of lack of a fire escape. We have 14 to 15 rooms which are closed. It's used on Monday nights for 2 hours and closed for the rest of the week.
There is a hall badly needed here for the youth. And there's fine youth here now, if they were only handled properly. The worst of them now, literally. But they'd all play games and everything else if they had a place to go. So hopefully now that they'll all get together, and the fathers and mothers and all. And we had festivals here and they were the greatest thing ever. You know, it was a great place at one time. But a lot of the poor men are dead now that used to run that.
We need somewhere for the young people to go because we have nowhere now. We're doing is hanging around the corners. And the old people.
Obviously graffiti is a big problem in the Garryowen area.
Go on, Jonathan, what was that?
Obviously graffiti is a big problem in the Garryowen area, along with antisocial behaviour.
Thanks for watching our DVD and we hope we'll make you more aware that Garryowen needs a community centre.
really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing,